Phibz, a cringy TikToker who's been all the rage over on that platform in the past couple of weeks, mostly known for how closely she imitates the movements found in animation memes, and the ridiculous or goofy ways she goes about presenting herself on that platform. Well, today, we'll look past the goofy, lighthearted trends that she started, and of course diving into the recent allegations surrounding this lady from Discord of all places that have come to light, along with an interview that took place where she's done nothing but dig her grave deeper and deeper. First, who is Phibz? To many, for only a short while, she was a niche cringe talker who many would begin making videos mimicking her interesting style of content. And if only it ended there. But in this corner of the internet, if we're talking about them, that's not where this stops. You see, before all the public allegations, before all the publicity and virality of it all, 19-year-old Phibz, just like her predecessor Nova, would create a Discord server in order to make friends, hang out, and of course indulge in degenerate Discord activities. Now, you may be thinking to yourselves here, what kind of degenerate activities, McGrubba? Well, first, of course, we need to highlight that this server was made up mostly of those whose clock has yet to strike 18, highlighted in this screenshot here. What would our up-and-coming lolcow Phibz do in this server clearly full of fellas she shouldn't be talking to? Well, of course, state that we need to make an NSFW chat for this Discord. But Grubbas, this is only the tip of the iceberg, because this girl would also go ahead and encourage self-harm among minors in that Discord. With some of this nastiness here where she said, I want to blank into someone and then kiss the scars, and then who wants their initial on their body, which gross, perpetuating this awful act, which unfortunately a lot of young people in the United States are constantly plagued with. This is an action that so much of our youth has to deal with on the daily, and this person is romanticizing it even, just completely awful. And of course, this wasn't a one-time thing, not a one-off joke. This was something that they constantly talked about with this server full of young people, with this screenshot talking about how badly they need to blank their wrists. And I'm going to be real with you here. In my opinion, if you're getting most of your social interactions as a young child in one of these Discord servers, chances are you are probably a little more susceptible to this kind of influence. Definitely a little more vulnerable to this kind of influence. So it's absolutely disgusting to see that Phibz was perpetuating this in her server. But one of the biggest things that everyone's talking about when it comes to Phibz and all of her allegations is this defense screenshot we see right here, where in essence she's saying, how dare you continue to harass Zane, an individual who was spreading CSAM material on either her Discord server or it was just known to spread that sort of material. Of course, she's going to get some backlash for allowing that person to be in the server in the first place. But the biggest point here is, do you mean the gotcha stuff or supporting CSAM? Because either of those two were in the past, and we do not judge people for stuff they did in the past. People can change and people can grow. Which absolutely brain dead take here. What do you mean people can change, people can grow? Yeah, there's a lot of things like being cringy on the internet, or maybe you made a couple bad decisions, maybe you said a slur even, but that doesn't equate to the type of shit that this person, Zane, was doing on Discord or whatever. That's not the type of thing that you can come back from. You don't grow as a person. People like that don't change. Take Nova for example. Nova's been caught time and time again being a diddler, and no matter how many times people call him out on his baloney, no matter how many times videos get made on him, this kind of thing never stops, and this Zane person is no different, and this Phibz person defending them is no different either. And real quick, I'd like to highlight this copy pasta that Phibz fell for that someone 4 years under the age of 18 sent her, where she clearly acknowledged that this person was that young, only to then ask them to fake their age and not necessarily say no to their confession of their feelings. But that isn't all, my grubbas. Of course, we'd get not only a denial of any of this being real with her saying these screenshots were faked, but then afterwards we'd get a half-assed apology. Let's see what she had to say in her denial first though.
Hey, so there's this screenshot going around, right? And it looks hella realistic. But I'm here to tell you that it's photoshopped. And for the people saying, oh, Photoshop can't look that clean. Yes, it can. So many popular people and so many people in general can go through this just from some really, really good editing. There's also a possibility that accounts can be faked, because my personal Discord account has a Pinterest banner and a Pinterest profile picture. So my account can easily be faked with that and, fonts and stuff like that. And people who know me will know that I've never done anything like that. And never will. Because that is disgusting. And now that's all I'm gonna talk about for now. But just know if you bring up the topic again, I am blocking you. Because it makes me very uncomfortable for people to be taking my name and dragging it through the dirt.
Just wow. I mean, Phibs, in her infinite knowledge, acknowledges that this is a very disgusting behavior, but she would never do that. It's so very easily faked. You guys are so stupid for even considering the fact that this could be me. I mean, she even goes with the classic cow defense, the classic predator defense here with all the people who know me personally know I would never do that. All my friends and family know I would never do that. That's what every PDF file says. As if anyone's watched Chris Hansen, they've heard that time and time again. I think the craziest part about this is that she said this with her full chest, knowing full well that those screenshots were in fact real, and we'll get into that pretty soon. Let's play this god-awful apology though.
Hi, I'm here to talk about some new allegations that popped up and a new thing that also popped up recently. But also, before I get into that, I want to make a few statements. 1, I'm no longer friends with Zane. That whole situation was a mess, and I wasn't correct at the time, and I'm sorry for that, and I humbly do apologize, and I don't support any of their other actions or any of the actions they did do. And I'm sorry that I supported that ever. I had no, my head doesn't know the full context of certain things sometimes, if that makes sense. But yeah, I'm truly sorry for that, and I'm trying to work on it. Again, I am still learning some things, especially when it comes down to being famous, and especially when there's a lot going on. It's hard for me to explain sometimes. Especially because, with the new haters and new fans and all that, there's a lot, and I mean a lot of pressure, and I really don't do well under said pressure. I also want to remind everyone that I'm going to therapy, and I talk about these things in therapy. So I just want to say that. And if I did anything in the past or made some past actions, that I do highly regret them. And I always try to talk about it in therapy, but I also try not to talk about it too much here because that's nothing for you guys to deal with.
This is one of the crazier points that she makes time and time again that seems to make her think it absolves her of any accountability in all this. And this just might be her lolcow catchphrase, kind of like Cyrax's 7 years, Marty, or Nova's now fake Speth catchphrase. Like she's sitting up there talking about some guys, please stop talking about this. I'm talking this through with my therapist. That's it. Using it as some sort of conversation ender. Like, what does therapy have to do with this? It's good you're getting your shit figured out, but where does that absolve you of your own transgressions? That's not how it works, buddy.
Okay, now on to the allegations. So I can't show the actual photo directly because I don't know why the green screen won't let me. But basically it's a screenshot saying that of me saying that so two things first. That I want to carve into someone and kiss the scars, and I want to carve someone's initials onto my body. I'm very ashamed I ever said that because, first of all, people are very sensitive to stuff like SH and all that. and I was not in the right headspace at the time. And it doesn't excuse my behavior, but I do also want to bring up that in that chat that they were like talking about, that everyone in that chat was talking about that sort of thing, but also doesn't excuse any action of it. And I want to say that I have also now been 6 months, no scars, no nothing. Like, I've not relapsed in a while. So the third part of that screenshot said that I'm going to do something. I can't say it directly because it does make me semi-uncomfortable to say that in front of millions of people, but because it's different when it's like jokingly with your friends or whatnot, saying that sort of thing, but for people you don't know, it's just strange. But basically saying, like, making a suggestive joke and aiming it towards someone who was supposedly a minor. So, to explain that, at the time, I didn't know Francie was a minor, either because A, I didn't look at their roles, which was pretty ignorant of me, or B, I just didn't know, or they didn't have the proper age roles. Again, I'm not that kind of person at all. If I knew that person's age at the time, I wouldn't have said it.
And then next up here, we have her talking about this Francie character that she was caught flirting with, who happened to be under the age of 18. And when you know it, she can't even keep her story straight, where it's either, I might not have checked the role, or I probably wasn't unaware of, like, what their age was or whatever. Like, you can't even choose a lie to stick with. It makes no sense. Clearly, you are just talking straight out of your ass here. I mean, if you're gonna lie, at least choose to stick with one lie. But this is a theme we'll find with Phibs time and time again, is that she's always backtracking, or she's contradicting herself, or fanning the flames of the allegations herself.
But also with that, I also do admit that that sort of thing should be, like, kept with DMs and kept in, like, people you actually know are, like, 18 and up. And I do better at that nowadays, but also to some degree I make mistakes, as you know, with my server. I had underage people in there, and that was not right of me. I do want to bring up, though, that in the second server, I didn't want to make it below 18 and up. But one of my mods did it anyways, which I'm assuming is due to a situation where, like, my mods needed help, and for some reason they suggested Vincer be a mod in that server, which I don't really know why, because at the time I didn't trust them, but, you know, I said yes, but not to all, like, people below 18 and up. I only allowed Vincer in that server to help that server with moderation stuff. But I'm getting a little off topic here. So with that, I'm trying to work on my actions, and I'm sorry whoever got hurt in that situation. There's also another thing that I want to talk about today, and no, it's not the YouTube video. I'm not addressing that video at all. I'm not even gonna look at that video because, again, I'm not dealing with any extra shit. But however, there was another situation brought up to me a few days, I want to say 2 days ago. One of my, I wouldn't say mutuals, we're more like acquaintances right now. Juno brought up to me that they were invited to this group chat with this other guy, and that this guy added a bunch of people, including people like Axel and stuff like that, so what he said was he was gonna follow me around in real life and take pictures of me and start a live stream and find me and do the live stream with me. Yeah, I'm not okay with that. And if I see you trying to record me in real life, I'm going straight to the office and reporting to the assistant principal. Because that kind of thing is not okay. You shouldn't film people without their consent, and you should not do anything to anyone without their explicit consent. God, this video is getting kind of long. I'm gonna have to cut it here, but I am making a follow-up video. So I'll see you guys later in a minute. But yeah, I just wanted to address these things, and yeah.
Now, I do just want to get right into this, but this is the first interview that they conduct where they admit to some past behavior, repeatedly says that they don't condone it anymore, so for whatever reason that makes it alright. Which in essence, she just goes ahead and tries to avoid taking accountability wherever she can.
I know, but some people don't know common sense. I don't know common sense sometimes.
What?
Like, a lot of people don't have education on certain things.
Well, how are we sure he didn't, not know? How do we know it wasn't intentional?
And how are we sure that he did know? That's what I'm saying. We don't have proof of either. Okay. I don't think we should be throwing accusations around just on a guess. We need actual evidence. We need actual proof.
I'm not throwing accusations. I'm just speaking from personal experience.
I'm not saying you're trolling, and I'm not saying your personal experience is invalid. I'm just bringing up this option.
Okay. Do you want to move on from this topic?
If you're ready to.
Okay. Okay, hold on. Right, I'm going to move on to now the server called PsychoCuties. I'm pretty sure you know the server because you were in it not too long ago. I say 6 months ago, around there. Let me just get into this. Okay, so in the server, you mentioned about cutting your initials into people's skins around other people. I have all the screenshots and screen recordings. This is yeah.
Okay, so to further talk on that, I do admit I did say that. But there were also other people saying that kind of thing in that server. Again, I don't condone my past actions. I know that was wrong, and I'm sorry for that.
So just about 10 minutes into that first interview, we have Phibz admitting to encouraging the self-harm in chat in the Discord channel. But of course we all have to think that it was totally alright for her to do that because all the other people under the age of 18, or who were most likely under the age of 18, were also doing it. So of course she's gonna jump in and start encouraging it herself too, because why not? Everyone else is having so much fun, why can't she? Just every twist and turn with her. She refuses to take full accountability. We're like, yes, I did do that, but everyone else was doing it, so really am I to blame? And don't you guys just love this? Here in the face of adversity, Phibz is getting called out for how she's taken pitiful responsibility when it comes to all the things that she's been up to, and all she can say is sorry, and of course not ruin everything that she's worked for up until this point. Of course she's not going to stop posting on TikTok or anything. She's worked way too hard to become famous. That seems to be a little bit of a running thing with this person, Phibz, is that they can't really distinguish infamy from fame.
I understand
all I can.
I get that, but the thing is, you do understand how harmful this is, and it's just
yeah,
you
but I would never do that. I would never do that recently, and like I said, I do not condone my past actions, and I'm sorry for that. I will make a public apology on that when I'm ready.
Yeah, but the thing is, 6 months ago wasn't that far away, Phibz. That's still really recent.
So can I explain what was going on that 6 months?
Yeah.
A lot of things had happened in that 6 months. Again, I'm not excusing my behavior, I'm explaining it. I was not in therapy 6 months ago. I wasn't healing 6 months ago. I was doing a lot of bad actions. I was cutting myself. I was doing drugs. I did a lot of bad, shitty things. But then my mom figured out what I was doing, and she was all like, oh, hell no, we're getting you into therapy. We're getting this fixed. We're not doing this. So that's exactly what happened. And nowadays, I haven't cut since those 6 months. I've been recovered from that. I don't intend to cut anymore. Or carve my initials into someone else, mind you. And I'm sorry that I did that 6 months ago, and I will make a public apology on that, and I'll take accountability for it.
Okay, I'm grateful that you're doing all this, Phibs, but the thing is, I'm going to mention this to you, obviously, because you can see this can be really harmful to your fans, even if it was your past action. Like, you don't know who's struggling with stuff like that. So imagine, like, people that look...
Sorry, go ahead. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
Imagine people that look up to you. Like, I know it's your past actions. I know you changed for the better, but that doesn't mean your past actions were still wrong. I know all you can do is apologize for it, but the thing is, people are still going to bring this up because it's a harmful topic. Self-harm is a really harmful topic, and I know you were struggling a lot with, like, self-harm and drugs at the time also. But if, like, with the server, there was minors in it also. Like, I think, yeah, there's like 15, 14-year-olds that all saw this, and also, like, like, also they could have got, like, inspiration for this. I guess, I don't really know the word, but, like, obviously some people, like, look up to others. Like if you had friends in that server, like, they could have, thought, oh, maybe, I should do this also, like, you get me? You could have influenced them. Yeah.
And I'm sorry for that. But again, there's nothing I can do about that. You can continue to talk about that. Others can continue to talk about that. But there's really nothing I can do but say sorry and change my actions in the future.
But the thing is, I'm not trying to attack you for this, but a lot of things you did, you're just trying to say, like, I'll move on, Accountability is needed.
I'm not trying to move on. I'm trying to keep that, but also not let it hold me back from what I have achieved.
I know that you achieved a lot. It's just the thing is, like, even after the apology videos, I feel like you just start, you obviously do your, like, normal content again, but, people need to see, like, it doesn't feel like you're actually sorry for this stuff, because the amount of apologies you did for your...
How else am I supposed to prove that? You want me to take a break from TikTok? Because I've been trying to take multiple breaks from TikTok. If you haven't noticed, I have only been posting about 5 times a day. I would have posted more if I knew this situation wasn't serious. The only reason why I keep posting on TikTok is because I need something to do with my life, or else I will go ballistic, because I do not like being bored. And I'm treating this situation as seriously as I can, but I don't know how else to prove myself, but to just do my own thing and try not to do it in the future.
Okay, I'm just going to mention something real quick. Okay. Accountability is, like, needed, but in a way you've kind of been avoiding it. Like, after one apology video, you just go into, your normal self. With all these achievements, you gain so much fans and people look up to you, but yet you haven't took, like, the accountability or, like, apologize enough that's needed. You just kind of avoid stuff. Like, I don't want to explain this, but
I have apologized. Here's the difference. I block and ignore those who are disrespectful about it. The moment you show me disrespect is the moment I shut down and block you. So if you come to me in a respectful, civilized manner, like we are talking right now, then we're good. But if, for example, you're being disrespectful, or if you're repeating things that I've already heard and already have addressed multiple times, then I'm just going to be done with it and block you, because I've already addressed it and I've already apologized for it. and I can't just keep making videos because the more videos I make on this, the more it's just going to become my entire account, and that's not what I want. I don't want my entire account to be negativity. I want some positives in there.
I understand
You
that thing.
understand?
The breaks that you have last about like I guess 2 days max. Even with your like
Because let me explain to you, because I don't have better things to do. I can't just, oh, I'm gonna ignore this and delete TikTok or whatever and whatnot. I can't just do that because there is a fan base that requires me to post daily. B, my whole boredom thing, where if I get too bored, I will not be okay with that because I don't like being bored. Posting on TikTok is basically a hobby for me at this point.
Phibs, I know your family is really important, but your mental health is also important. You need like
my mental health is just fine.
Yeah, but the thing is, your fans also require you to be a good role model. With your like past actions and stuff, you're obviously gaining like a lot more, I guess, fame, but for bad reasons now. With a break, I feel like at least privately.
When that does come up, when someone brings something like a bad thing up, then I'll either address it accordingly, depending on how the person responds to it, or I'll block the person if they're being way too much.
I get that.
I want my community to be safe and to be positive.
I understand that, Phibs, but you must know where we're coming from. Like, your fame is now getting bigger, and people are now like noticing, I guess, stuff that you've been doing. It's just like also with you saying like your TikToks, like some of them that are just like acting like it's not like you're not acting like it's not a big deal, but it's kind of like you're also not like realizing how big of a deal this also is. It's like you're dancing and you're saying like,
but there's nothing I can do about it. I don't think you're understanding that. I can apologize. I can take accountability. There's nothing I can do for my past actions. I can't just, go back to the past and change what I did.
I understand that.
I don't know what else you want me to do. I'm not just about to take a whole ass 3-month break from TikTok, or I'm not gonna just quit TikTok. So those options are off the table for me.
I get that, but people always bring up your accusations. It's not avoidable. You need to make a proper apology video.
I'm not saying it's avoidable, and I have already made so many videos on that. And I will continue to address them accordingly when someone actually brings them up in a civil way, by the way.
I'm not just gonna quit TikTok. Those options are off the table for me. So in the face of getting exposed for all these terrible things that Phibs has gotten up to, the last thing that they want to do is stop posting on the internet. Their TikTok fame is way too important to them. Who cares that your reputation has permanently been tarnished? Who cares that all these terrible things are floating around about you? Who really cares that you've been judged so harshly by everyone on the internet and nobody truly wants you to stay here? Phibz really has their priorities in order because, of course, TikTok and the content they produce on there is their #1 priority in all of this.
Phibs, okay, can I say something? Okay, ready? Phibs, okay, people always be bringing up the accusations. It's not avoidable, and you need to make a proper apology video and take accountability and mean it and stop making excuses.
I said I would for the cutting thing. I literally just said that like 5 minutes ago.
I know that, but like I know you also deleted your slave and what was it? I forgot the other one.
And I already made a video on that too. I already apologized for it.
Yeah, but the thing is you deleted that and it's gone. And
yeah, I deleted it because it was offensive.
No, I mean you deleted your apology video.
But where? When?
The slave apology video. You deleted it, didn't you?
Oh, I understand why. Because my mom told me to. There's nothing I can do about that. My mom told me to delete that video because the more people look on that, the more they're gonna take that in and take, because mind you, because a lot more people see my content than what the haters' content is, or whoever is addressing these allegations. My mom told me, and like literally told me to delete that, or else my phone was getting taken away, because that doesn't define who I am. My past actions do not define who I am, right?
Wow, and right there, we really get to see who exactly is drilling this idea into Phibs' head. This is a grown woman, by the way, 19 years old, getting her phone taken away as a threat from her mom for not taking down that apology video. An apology addressing some racism allegations, if I'm not wrong. But still, the thought process here is crazy. If I'm not supposed to judge you for the things that you do in the past, what am I supposed to judge you for? The things that I think you're going to do in the future? Yeah, this person just murdered a family of 4, but I think things are going to be swell for him in the future, so that means he's a great guy. He's going to do great things moving forward. At least that's what I believe. Like, is that genuinely the thought process, Phibs? Like, you were an awful person in the past, but moving forward, you say you're going to be good, so I should take that at face value and believe that you're a good person? No. But nonetheless, she is dead set on moving forward in life, putting this all behind her, and continuing her story of being a famous person on TikTok. All in all, Grubbas, this Phibs character is shaping up to be worse and worse by the day. I truly believe we may have yet another Nova on our hands with this one. Chilla and I spoke about it in the F Nova live, and it's true, she's speedrunning her transition from TikTok oddity straight on over to lolcow, and it only took her a matter of days. Who knows if she unprivates her account and makes right on her promise not to give up her TikTok dreams. That'll only set in stone her status as another lolcow to critique the terrible decisions and predatory actions of. But I appreciate anyone who made it all the way to the end. If you liked today's video and want to see more content on Phibs, don't forget to like, comment what you think of this jit, use that new hype feature, and maybe even subscribe if you thought I was that awesome today. Anyways, later, Grubbas.
I'm at 22K right now, and I have people who are inspired by me, and I have people who need me on this platform.